Namaste everyone. Welcome to my show Fluid Flexibility. In this class, we'll work on hip openers and really working into the hip flexors, learning to open up the hips and move through a full functional range of movement. We'll start with some sun salutations as a warm-up, and then we'll move into some seated asanas that will teach you how to properly open the hips, and we'll cool down with some slow stretches. So whenever you're ready, come onto your mat and let's get started. So whenever you're ready, let's come to stand in Samastitihi in front of the mat. Just keeping the toes together, the heels slightly apart. Tuck the tailbone down, elongate the spine, and find this nice steady gaze in front of you. Breathing evenly, coming into the state of the asana. Samastitihi, sama means equal, and stitihi is the state of the pose. So coming into the state of the pose, just finding this equal inhale and exhale. Okay, when you're ready, come inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, drop the head down, relax the neck. Inhale, head up, gaze forward, look up. And Chatwari, exhale, step back into a plank and lower down. Pancha, inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Chat, exhale, Adho Mukha. Staying here, breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Bend the knees, lower the hips, gaze forward, and step one leg at a time. Inhale, lengthen, look up, keep the neck long, bring the shoulders forward. Exhaling, fold down, draw the belly button in. Inhale, reach the arms up all the way. Exhale, Samastitihi. We're going to repeat this one more time. Ekam. Inhale, lift the arms up. Look up at the thumbs. Dve. Exhale, fold forward. Trini. Inhale, head up only, look forward, shoulders way forward. And Chatwari, try to keep the gaze forward, don't look down, coming into plank position to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, open up the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathing with sound. 1. Try to find the connection between your big toes and your heels. Lengthening the back of the neck, relaxing, and finding the sense of ease within the posture. Already 3, 4, draw the kneecaps up, and 5. Excellent, guys. Gaze forward, bend the knees, lower the hips, and step forward one leg at a time. Inhale, head up only. Exhaling, fold down, drop the head down. Inhale, reach the arms up, come all the way up. And exhale, Samastitihi. Okay, we're going to do Surya Namaskar B now. So A, come, inhale, bend the knees, lower the hips and lift the arms up as much as possible. And Dve, exhale, keep the thighs magnetized as you fold down. Release the back of the neck, relax the spine. 3, inhale, push into the earth, head only up. And Chatwari, one leg at a time, lower down into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, exhale back. For the Sapta position, you need to turn the left foot to a 45, step the right foot between your arms, square the hips forward, and lift the arms up, lengthen, and exhale, come down, Keep the gaze forward. Step back and lower down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Switching sides. Tapping into the breath. If you feel out of breath, exhausted, it's a little more intense than we're used to. So really sink a little lower, lift a little higher, and tap back into the breath. Left leg back, lower down. Inhale, exhale, and now we can take a rest in downward dog. So breathing, tapping into this eternal reservoir of energy, of prana. Every time we breathe, drawing the breath in and up the spine, into the lungs, all the way into the brain, oxygenating the brain. Excellent. Bend the knees, lower the hips, crouch and step forward. Inhale, head up, only look forward. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend the knees, lower the hips, arms up. And exhale, Samastitihi. Super. So from this position, we're going to move into some standing sequence asanas. Starting with Trikonasana. So with Trikonasana, you want to get your right leg out first, really keeping the hips externally rotated. This is where we start to work with the hips. When we work with the hips, we want to start at the pelvic girdle and really try to, like you're separating your thighs in two different directions, and then bring your arms out. And before you go in, draw the belly in, lift the sternum high, and exhale, fold into Trikonasana, bringing the arm up and looking up. 1. Keep opening up the hips. 2. Elongate the spine. 3. Breathing deep. 4. And 5. Inhale, slowly use the deep core to come up. And exhale, we're going to go to the other side. Lengthen before you go down, and if you're just here, you can hover the arm, look up or look neutrally, that's fine. 1, 2, push that right hip back, left hip opens. 3, 4 and 5. Good. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, moving into Samastitihi once again. Equalize the breath. And the next asana is Prasarita D. So you're going to keep the hips nice and open, the feet a little wider than we were just now, but try to face the toes inward and press through the outer edges of the feet. With the Ekam position, lengthen, exhale, bring it back onto the waist, drop the tailbone down, lift everything else up, and then you project your spine way forward, shoulders forward, and wherever you can, grab either onto your shins, behind your legs, or maybe even just your toes. You want to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, folding down. Now if you're just here, that's totally okay. Just remember, you want to keep pressing the thighs back and pushing or tipping the body weight forward. So if you're just here, tip the body weight forward and stay at this halfway position. For 1, 2, lift the sternum even higher, shoulders a little bit lower. 3, Walk the arms down onto the shins. 4 and 5. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release. We're going to do this one more time, except this time we're going to add in some dynamic movement into it. So as you come into this halfway position, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, you're going to try to curl and round the spine and go a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, curl and round the spine, trying to go a little bit deeper. So this is very similar to doing a cat-cow, but we're doing it within the asana. So wherever your hands land, maybe it's your shins, maybe it's behind your thighs, wherever it lands, let's begin this movement with the spine. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl and round, chin to the chest. One more time. Inhale, try to walk the hands a little bit deeper, look up. Exhale, curl and round the spine, going a little bit deeper. 3, inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, curl and round the spine, going a little bit deeper. Every time creating space with the exhalations and with the inhalations creating length. So it's like you're creating length and then filling it up with your breath, with the space you've created. Inhale, last time. Exhale, fold down and release. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands on the waist. Try to stack the torso over the hips. Keep the hips open and exhaling. Samasthiti. So let's move into a vinyasa. Ekam, inhale, arms up. Dve, exhale, fold forward. Trini, inhale, head up, gaze forward. And Chatvari, step back, lower down. Pancha, inhale, Shat, exhale. We're going to jump into Malasana now. So bend the knees, lower the hips. You want to get the heels together, coming into this crouch position. And we're going to spring forward, hands behind. So if this feels hard, you can always use one leg at a time and step down. Coming into this deep squat, we're going to use the elbows as levers to push the knees away and open up the chest. Holding here. Breathing deep. We'll stay here for 10 breaths, working into every part of the inner thighs. So we start all the way from the knees, opening up the knees, using the elbows as a cue, and then work even deeper all the way down. Energetically, you're going to pull them away from each other. Keep lifting the sternum, keep stabilizing the lower back. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay here. You're going to bring your right hand and grab your left ankle and lift and lengthen over to one side. And when you're ready, switch sides. Just taking your time here, finding the deepest expression of the pose. 3, 2, and 1. Come back. Come back to Malasana, this deep yogi squat. Lift the sternum high. And exhale, you're going to step back into a plank once again. Lower down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. And now you're going to drop your knees down. Cross the ankles. Stretch the legs forward. Coming into Dandasana, a staff pose. So the feet are facing you, the hands are by the sides of the body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale for 2 seconds. Just breathing. Reorganizing the mind and body into the present moment. guys. Now you're going to bring the right leg into the left inner thigh, opening up the right hip flexor first. So really lengthen, look up. We've done this one before, but anyway, you need to really work into the inner thigh and focus on the inner thigh this time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just keep moving the knee away from the body and opening up the thigh to the outside. So if you're just halfway here, remember not to just collapse. You want to keep the chest lifted, the gaze steady, and breathe. For 5, 4, 3, relax this outer part of the thigh. 2, and 1. Excellent. Slowly come back out and we switch sides. Bring the left leg in this time, as close as fully pressing into the right thigh as possible. And now with your hand you can maybe even relax so you're actually sitting on your sit bones. But when you go down like this, lift your sternum even higher, orient your body towards the front leg and stay here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Exhale, release. We're going to do a vinyasa. So cross the legs, step back, lower down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, open up. Exhale, Adho Mukha. And once again, drop the knees down, take them to the side and stretch the legs forward. We're going to do Upavishta Konasana. So you're going to bring the legs just a little bit wider than the mat. We don't want it to be so wide that it feels painful. Just a little bit wider. Quite often your knees can be up, that's totally okay. If you're here and your knees are high, just remember you want to keep lengthening with the torso and kicking with the heels outside. So it's like you're energetically kicking your heels away from each other in a V, but you're still stabilizing at the hips. Wherever you are today, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we're going to start to walk down slowly. If you can come down onto your elbows, amazing. If you're just on your fingertips, that's also fine. Just remember to not round. We want to lengthen, lift up, kick the heels out, plug them back into the hip sockets, and slowly just go lower. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep kicking the heels. It's as if the heels come off the floor. 5, 4, go a little bit deeper. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come out. Exhale, release. Now as a counter stretch to opening this up, we're going to move into Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose and slowly transition into our closing sequence. So with this, you want to come as close as possible with your hips to your heels, opening up your knees nice and wide. And to begin with, let's lengthen the torso, look up, and just hold here for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now if you're at home and you have access to blocks or pillows, you can place them right under your knee and maybe even wrap a strap around to bring your torso closer. Now if you don't have any of these props, that's also fine. We're going to start to dynamically work with the inner thighs to get them away. Now as close as the knees are to your body, that's okay. You have to learn to really relax the outer edges of your thighs, transfer to your torso, and then start to lengthen. So for 5 more breaths, let's just warm up doing these simple butterfly pose stretches, activating and breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wherever you land at the end position, you're going to stay there and almost make a strong determination to not move the knees as they are in place. So wherever you've landed at the end position, try to stabilize the knees just there. And then as you inhale and lengthen, without moving one knee up or the other knee up, try to keep them both down and just lean forward gently. You don't have to go too far down, just as much as feels comfortable. You must feel a stretch in your inner thigh. If it's burning, if it's hurting, just hang in there. Just 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back off a little bit and then take the heels a little bit further away, and we'll do the same thing now. The knees come a little bit lower if the heels are a little further away, relaxing the outer edges of the thighs and then trying to almost weight the knees slightly and reduce the distance. So you're hugging your calf muscles towards the thighs. So this helps you really magnetize them towards each other. So it's not so much weight or not so much pressure on the hip flexors. So do this once again. So really pulling in the calf muscles towards the thighs. Inhale, lengthen, look up, and exhale as far forward as possible. Project the spine and hold. 5, 4, use the elbows, use the arms, use the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Super. Inhale, come up. Exhaling, release fully. We'll do one more vinyasa. So cross the ankles, take the legs back, lower down, inhale, exhale, take it back, and drop the knees down, stretch the legs out. We're going to move into Supta Padangusthasana, a modified version of Supta Padangusthasana. So as you lie down, just hug your right knee in and stretch the left leg out. Holding here, we want to work this. So if you want, bring your left hand onto your left thigh, just press down. So not just a pressing down, but an opening out as well. So press down and open out and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open the knee out as far as possible, working into this inner thighs for 5, 4, 3. Draw the belly in, protect the spine. 2, and 1. Back to the center. And now you're going to stretch the leg out, and maybe you grab on just behind the knee. Maybe it's the shin, or maybe it's the toes. But if your knee is bent, that's totally okay. Just remember, you want to kick the heel out and keep this left leg nice and engaged. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep kicking the heel, and 1. Good. Come back to the center. Exhale. Release. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring the left knee in this time, hugging the knee in, really stretching. Bring your right hand and press down the thigh and open it out slightly. Holding here, point the toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly opening to one side. You can maybe even look over the opposite shoulder. This will give you a counterbalance. 3, 2, and 1. Back to the center. Kick the leg out. Remember to kick from the heel and grab anywhere that feels comfortable. Maybe it's your shins or your ankles this time. Inhale, lengthen. exhale, draw it in as much as possible. Holding here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release, relaxing, releasing, and letting go of the way the class went, of your to-do list, and just staying in the present moment, coming into the senses. Begin to invite in movement into your fingers and your toes. And then slowly stretch, turning to one side. Use yourself to lift yourself back to a seated position with the spine upright, the legs crossed, and the chin to the chest. Observe your internal state and just focusing your awareness on your hip flexors. Notice if there's any difference with just a few stretches. Is it easier to sit? Does it feel lighter in the body? Just noticing. Whenever you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much. I hope you watched and worked out with me. Working into our hip mobility can help our daily lives in so many ways because it really helps us remain more functional in our movement patterns. Whether you're cycling or going to the gym, working with the hips and releasing tension from the hips can be immensely useful. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is Sushmitha signing off on Fluid Flexibility.